You are live. Happy Bitcoin halving day, everyone. Thought I'd do a live stream just to document this monumentous occasion. How you all doing out there? Hope everyone's good. We've got the live chat there. If you want to join in and live chat, you can also send me a message on Telegram. You can also contact me on Twitter. I've started this a different way to how I normally would. Jesus Christ. Hey guys, welcome to my channel BitGlenn. My name's Glenn and I like to share with you what I learn in the world of cryptocurrency as we go through it. Boo! Job done. It's really windy and cold in the UK today, and obviously, as you guys know, I'm in the crypto shed, so I've had to put a jacket on because it's pretty chilly. I've put a radiator on. But we have got the Bitcoin block reward halving countdown happening in 13 minutes. So it's exciting times. I thought I'd go live. Asa says, oi oi. Oi oi. Savaloy. Let's have a little look. What is going on? What is going on? Now, if you guys were with me the other day on my other live stream that I'd done a few days ago, I actually said try not to get too sucked into the Bitcoin halving hype, if you like. And some people in there agreed with me. Some people were like, oh, Glenn, you don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. And then literally that live stream ended at like 12 at night or something like that. So it was like midnight. I went to bed, woke up at probably 8 a.m. So I had about 8 hours sleep, maybe less than that. And the price dropped to about $1,200. Now, I didn't think it would happen that quick. I actually said that there probably will be a price drop after the halving. So, because what I expect people to do is to buy Bitcoin now, or over the last couple of days with all the thumbnails and clickbait and articles, and even people going on CNBC earlier today, a famous investor. I'm going to be honest, I've never heard of him. But apparently he's a legend in the Wall Street game. He went on and said that he has 1 to 2% of his overall wealth, and he was a billionaire, in Bitcoin. So I assume he owns quite a few Bitcoin. And yeah, that sent a massive buy signal to a lot of people in the world. And Bitcoin really pumped earlier when Bitcoin's been doing some crazy things today. It has gone, if I look at the charts based on one day, it's gone sort of up to 9k, back down to like 8.4, and now it's back up to 8.5. So it doesn't seem to know whether it wants to be 8k or 9k at the moment. But we have 10 minutes left until the halving. Now, if you're new to cryptocurrency, if you're not quite sure, what does this mean? What does this countdown clock mean? Well, it means that all the rewards that are given to miners are halved. So at the moment, they get 25 Bitcoin per block. Or is it 12 and a half? It might be 12 and a half at the moment. And it goes down to 6.25. So the amount of rewards that they get for mining these blocks are halved. Now that means that to survive, they need Bitcoin to be a higher price. And the people that are regularly selling Bitcoin, you would have to take an educated guess and say are miners, because they have continuous outgoings going out. So obviously they have to buy the miners, the actual equipment themselves. They have to pay pool fees, and the main one is their electricity cost. Then you could say stuff like, what about their time, if they were earning it as a wage and stuff like that. But I think that's a bit too out there, really. You can't plan a business model around Bitcoin mining, and that's why I gave it up. There's no way you can price in for time and effort and energy. So literally the only cost, you got your pool fees, your equipment and electricity. Now, you're going to have to pay electricity, whether you pay it monthly, quarterly, yearly, 6 monthly, however you want. It has to be paid. It has to be paid at some point, otherwise your electricity will get cut off, and then you're not mining no Bitcoin. So they are going to need to sell Bitcoin at regularly throughout the year. Now, if they're only earning, say they were earning $1,000 a month, say, from a machine, and at current prices, and all of a sudden that's just got halved down to 500, they're not going to sell, you would think that they're not going to sell their Bitcoin under a certain price. But then saying that, obviously they have to sell it at some point, so miners can all group together and they could actually affect the price of Bitcoin, or they could just stop mining Bitcoin. Either way, the amount of Bitcoin that's in the system gets squeezed, and therefore the amount of Bitcoin that is available is less, which means exchanges can't borrow money against Bitcoin as quick. Hey Glenn, the last block was just mine. The halving is over. Damn you, clock. Damn you. Well, there you go. We are already. The countdown is wrong. Damn you, clock. Bitcoin block. Let's go to this. Dun, 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 dun. A lot of people try and predict when the block was going to happen, but apparently the amount of blocks that were being mined sped up over the last day or two, so it's happened quicker. The blocks have been worked through quicker. Obviously these are only predictions. People estimate blocks worked out every 10 minutes, but this one's saying it's taking place in an hour's time. So that's way out. Let's have a little look at this. Let's drop this down. Someone send me a link of a, I don't know, some website that's actually showing the blocks that were mined. Do, 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 do. Mined in 8 minutes. Jeez. That countdown is wrong. Damn you. So anyway, according to the guys in the chat, and the clock countdown's only got 5 minutes anyway. That's it. We're now into the Bitcoin halving. So that means the block rewards have been halved. So as of right now, all the miners are receiving half the rewards that they would usually get for the last 4 years. And you have to say Bitcoin's had a massive run up in the last 4 years. Let's see if we can see what's happening with the price. Let's go over to Coinbase Pro. How's everyone doing anyway? How you doing, King of Crypto? Something that I have noticed, actually, even though the blocks have been worked out, I tried sending some Bitcoin from Coinbase to crypto.com exchange, and I don't think it's even gone through yet. It's taken forever. I also cashed out exchanged some of the hex that I had for Ethereum, and then I sent the Ethereum to Coinbase and then converted it into Bitcoin. And that whole process, from me cashing out from the hex website to I've still got all my stakes. I've still got my stakes going, but I had some hex left over, as I showed you guys the other day. So I thought, oh well, I'll see what I'll sort of bring everything in. So I consolidated some of my hex that I had left over. I actually had some MCO rewards based on your referrals. I tried to cash that out for CRO. And then I wanted to send some Bitcoin over to buy more CRO so that I can... they've just emailed me saying it's completed. But, I mean, I did that. I've been sitting out here now for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Just so slow. Which I understand if there's a lot going on today. Today's a big day for Bitcoin. But, yeah, I mean, Ethereum is way better. Like, in terms of speed and usability, I mean, MetaMask is, you know, you can jump from website to website just so quick transferring money. Not that I'm beating up on Bitcoin, which I am, I suppose, but I don't hate Bitcoin. It's just it is really slow. Like, let's have a little look. JD says, "Yo, Glenn, ignore King of Crypto. He's a you call him whatever you like." He said, "Where you going?" River's here. Here we go. Hello, River. How you doing, mate? I used his referral link for Hex the other day because he used mine, so we're quit. So I'm no longer in his debt, if you like. JD is a gay boy for my butt. Jesus Christ, I didn't think the live chat would go there today. So let's what's happening with Bitcoin since the halving? Now, not much. It's plateaued, so nothing too exciting. Let's have a little look at some news stories. So, this is something that I've spent the last couple of hours looking into. This is crypto.com, the website where you can get the card and you can get the Visa card, you can lend, you can borrow, you've got the MCO token, you've got the CRO token. Trying to work out exactly what is going on with how you actually enter this syndicate is very, very confusing. The sale starts in 10 hours, so 6 in the morning for me. And it says here, minimum contribution, 500 CRO, but then later on it says, no CRO needed at time of subscription. But then down this section here, it says if you have 0 CRO staked, then the most amount of Bitcoin in terms of US dollar that you can request is $200 US, which isn't a lot. It's about 170 British pounds for me. Then it's got 10,000 stake CRO. Then you're allowed $1,000 equivalent. 50,000, you can have 2,000. So I'm sort of in this ballpark figure here. I thought sort of 2 to 3, probably 3,000, something like that. But that means I need to stake 50,000 CRO. So if we go over to CRO is about 6 cent, I believe. Yeah, 6 cent free. So this has had a bit of a crazy day as well. So this CRO token, I assume, is going to tank after the subscription ends. King of Crypto loves Wendy. Loves Wendy. Agatha is now second in line. A bit of banter carrying over from the Telegram group chat. You can be a part of that. The link to it is in the description down below. Yeah, so anyway, I was saying, so you've got the CRO tokens. They're 6 cent, 6 free. Let's have a look. So if we do 50,000, so you need to stake 50,000 CRO to get the amount that I was looking to get. We times that by 0.063. Let's have a look. 420. it's going to cost you 3,171 in CRO. So you need to stake 3 grand's worth of CRO to then try and purchase up to 5 grand's worth of Bitcoin using CRO tokens as the payment. You can't use the coins that you stake. So what I'm saying is you've got to put in 3,171 in dollars to stake some CRO. So that's locked up for 3 months or 6 months, whatever it is. You then also need on the side however much Bitcoin you want to buy in CRO. So if you're thinking, well, I want to buy half a Bitcoin, obviously you'd get that at half price. You need to then have that much CRO. So yeah, it's really all over the place. It seems like crypto.com, I've been using them the last couple of days, and there's so much on this app going on. Like, I feel like they should master one thing, like be the best at it, and then add extra features on. Seems like they've just added features on left, right and centre. They've tried to bolt it onto the app in some way, shape or form with different buttons and stuff that you have to click on. But it's just to get to grips with it. I mean, someone messaged me in the Telegram group chat saying, oh, Glenn, did you know you can get 20% off like your grocery shopping, like Tesco's and Asda or Walmart or Target? But to do that sounds great. So I thought, oh, sweet, I'll do that. But then what you actually have to do is you have to convert your rewards or your CRO tokens into gift cards. They then email you an e-gift card, which I think you get 20% off for at that time. So say you want to buy $200 worth of e-gift card vouchers, it will only actually cost you 180 or whatever it may be. So therefore you can go and spend it and you've already had the 20% off. But it was just, I couldn't even find that. Someone took a screenshot of it and sent it to me, and I read it through that, and I can't find it on there. But yeah, it's really very in-depth, and you really have to know where you're going with the app. Otherwise there's not much you could do on it. Censorship is at play as usual. They banned you. All I did was ask Wendy if she was in Breaking Bad, and I got banned. What do you guys think is going to happen with this Bitcoin halving with the price? I know that some of you are very bearish, some of you are bullish. At the moment, it seems like we're going to go down from here, I think. So that's it. That's the Bitcoin halving done and dusted. Well, there you go. Exciting? Or nothing? Not at all. Not at all. So this is something I was looking at. Bitcoin arbitrage. Can you, and is it worth it? I don't know if any of you, King of Crypto, 16k tomorrow, halving dump. Yeah, so this is where I'm at. I'm thinking, sorry, I'm jumping from topic to topic. By the time you go on to crypto.com, CNS Entertainment says we'll dump to 3k. Ooh. Ooh. By the time you buy and stake the CRO token, and the fact is you have to buy and stake them at not all-time highs, but I think this year's highs at least. So you're taking a bit of a risk there, I suppose, because you're staking a coin that is already at its not peak, but I'll just show you what I mean. If I show you, so if you see this graph here, the actual all-time highs for CRO token are actually 10 cent, and previously to that it's 9.5 cents. So 9.5, 10 cent is its peak. But recently it's been trading for sort of, I mean, as low as, I think it was 2.5, was it, at this point? Yeah, 2.5 cents. Then it's worked its way up, and then it has gone massively down, along with all the other cryptos, to be fair. So that's not just unique to these guys. What is unique to these guys, actually, CRO token, is that they've steadily rised up ever since. So that's quite nice to see that. But the trouble is, you're agreeing to stake today the coins at 6.5 cents, so sort of 4 cents off its all-time highs, for at least 3 to 6 months. I had a little look, and in previous cases, they have these sale events every 2 weeks, and typically there's normally a dump in the price after the sale ends, as people that don't get as much as they thought they'd get that refunded back to them in CRO tokens, so then they sell those off. So yeah, I'm a bit skeptical about it. What I am thinking is, rather than trying to take part in the 50% off Bitcoin price, if there is a dump, I believe we're going to go down sort of 20-30% from where we are. So we're already going to go down to sort of 7.5, 7, something like that. That's what I think. AOK says, have you heard of Hex Business? A Genesis WoW is investing heavily in it. Nope, I haven't heard it. White paper incoming. I'll get onto that in a second. Last time I did a video and I was just trying to talk about Bitcoin, you guys all started asking me about Hex and stuff. So I will get to that in a second, okay? If we wait until there is a dip, and that's if, it may not happen, I appreciate that. Bitcoin might go up to 15k tomorrow. If there is a dip, you can buy more than you are willing to lose, and then go over to the Nexo platform and take a loan out and get half that money back, pay that money back that you're willing to lose. So it's all within that same day. So say you buy 2 grand's worth of Bitcoin, but you think, I can't really afford that, I'll put that on a credit card. You can come over to Nexo, get 50% of that money back, pay it back off your credit card, and then obviously you owe these guys to buy that Bitcoin back. But you're buying it at a dip price, if you like. I think Bitcoin is decently valued as it is now, but if there is a sort of 20-30% dip, which I think will probably happen, I think that's a really good price. I would just regret not buying more Bitcoin when it was at 3.5k earlier this year, last year. I love BTC, but I make all my money daily from trading Ethereum. Is the white paper like toilet paper? Wow, that's a huge white paper. 7k sounds about right, Glenn. King, no trolling, please. Right, okay, so you're asking me questions about Hex. So Hex has done particularly well even when Bitcoin dropped massively. It still rose in price. So it's at 5.5 cents at the moment. You can see here, nice bit of consolidation. Now we're going back up. Yeah, I've been honest. I think Hex is probably going to 1 cent. I think it's going to go to 1 cent personally. I'm sure we'll have a dip in the coming weeks, but when will we move up? Well, so if you look back at history, whenever the last Bitcoins have happened, the last halving, in Bitcoin, typically it's about 3 to 6 months after the halving. So obviously the halving's just finished on May the 11th. So if we go obviously about 3 to 6 months forward, so you got June, July, August, September. So between sort of July, August time, I think we're going to start seeing a increase in Bitcoin demand, but I could be completely wrong. Someone put a really good tweet out saying that this is how much money goes into buying Bitcoin from exchanges every day currently. And when there's half the amount of Bitcoin available or being sent to the exchanges, to meet that same demand, the price pretty quickly has to double. So it wouldn't be surprising to see Bitcoin double from where it is, because if we drop sort of to 7k and then it doubles to 14k, we was at 14k like in January, I think, or something like that. So it can happen very quickly. When people talk about the halving and Bitcoin's going to be worth double, yeah, probably at some point it will be worth double where it is now. It's not huge. It is in the world of investing, but not in the world of cryptocurrency, for a cryptocurrency to go like that. Crypto Gamer says, has anyone heard of Bideo? A few YouTubers are shilling it. Next ETH, they say. AOK says, Hex Business is a platform built on top of Hex. It has staking with no limit, risky, but like I said, Ethereum whales have made their move. So I did look into one of the Hex YouTubers that regularly post, and they were saying that they're because the code for Hex is completely open source, anyone can just copy and paste it. Anyone can copy and paste it and create a new Hex. And we've seen a few people doing this, and they're trying to tweak it so you get certain amount of rewards, or Trevon James is heavily promoting one called Hex Mac or Infinity Hex, and I think he's even changed it to his name, something, I don't know. So this clearly is a scam, but what that shows to me is that the scammers are looking at something and going, we can copy and paste that and actually make it a scam. Whereas I think Hex is legit at the moment. You may not agree with how some of their business decisions are being made, I don't know, or what they're doing with the Ethereum. I'm not commenting on any of that, but this is clearly a scam. I've looked into it, and how it works is you have to send over your Hex tokens, then convert them into Hex 4 or Hex 2. But as soon as you transfer it over and do anything like that, this website keeps 15 to 20%. But they offer that the inflation, due to the inflation, it never ever goes below what the price of Hex is. And it never goes down in price or something like that. It always goes up, always, somehow, in their obviously delusion, because they're only exchanging it against Hex for Hex 4 or something like that. Now, I probably shouldn't be showing you guys this, because a lot of you will look at this and go, I wonder what that is. Oh, look, I'll click on that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to put 10,000 in it. And then in their minds, they'll be like, oh, Glenn, you showed me this thing and it took all my money. So really, I shouldn't show you it. But it just goes to show there's quite a few. I've heard of quite a few of these popping up. They've basically copied the exact business model and actually the exact code of Hex, and they're tweaking it to make it sound better than the Hex that was created by Richard Hart. Rick says Hex Max is not a scam. Oh God. I think Hex Max is a scam. I think the second something drops, they're going to cash out and run away with the money. It's just, how can you guarantee? I understand that they're doing inflation versus Hex token, but I think this is a scam. And the fact that you have to pay, you lose 16 to 20% as soon as you deposit something to it. You have to pay so much in fees, and then some money goes to the people that were already staking. So actually, when you join in, you're paying the other stakers. So the people that are going to benefit the most are the people that got in really early, the higher tier, if you like, and then obviously the medium and lower tiers and people recommending and all that. It sounds very much like a pyramid or Ponzi scheme to me, and it's being heavily promoted by Trevon James, so that doesn't bode well. Not that I'm against Trevon James, not that I hate him. I actually quite like his content. The way he does his videos are actually quite entertaining. But this brings me back to my point the other day of people, calling me out saying, "Oh, Glenn, you're doing Hex now. Oh, you're a shiller and a scammer." I've mentioned one ICO and now this coin. That's it. In my 2.5 years, I've always said Bitcoin is king. But when I saw Hex and the way that Richard Hart passionately sold it to me, if you like, the way that he described it and described what it can and can't do, yeah, I just really, I really fell for it, and I really enjoy it. It does what it says on the tin. That's what I like about it. I'm a doer person. I like to do things. I don't like to talk about buying a house or talk about buying Bitcoin or whatever. I like to do it. And Richard Hart said, look, I'm going to create this coin. It's going to look like a scam. It's going to look like a Ponzi, but it's not. It's going to be, no one's going to lose any money out on it, like in terms of being scammed or misled. He's put his name on it. He's put his reputation on it. So I really, really like Hex. I really like Hex. But yeah, these Mickey Mouse, I mean, look, the website ain't even loading up properly. I just think it's Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. Believe in Trevon. Do your research. I have done quite a bit of research. I've actually been looking into HexMax probably for about a week and a half now before I've mentioned it in a video. I just don't believe it. Rick, you tell me why you think it's not a scam. Crypto Gamer says, never send your cryptos to any platform. Many fold and take your crypto. That is spot on. He is right there. You do eventually have to give in and sort of accept your favourite platforms, because unless you're buying a Bitcoin off someone cash and they send it to your private Bitcoin address, and then you store that address on paper and hide it somewhere around your house, at some point you're going to need a Coinbase, a Wirex, a Crypto.com, a Nexo, or whatever it may be. You're going to need those platforms. All these hard wallets. You're going to need something. So, sorry guys. You have to get used to the idea of obviously accepting, and you have to gauge the trust levels of that brand. So say Coinbase, I would say Coinbase is very high, like very high. I know they did that insider trading thing, but typically as far as I know, they haven't been hacked, and not many people lose their money. They do a bit of advertising. They've got a referral program, same as Hex, and they always have. I don't really push it too much because I think most people in the UK that are thinking about crypto or even in crypto have a Coinbase account already. Glenn, have you checked out Library? Yes, I have. I've actually downloaded, I don't know if I can show this on this screen, but you can see here I've actually downloaded the application from the website for Library to actually go and transfer all my videos that I've made from YouTube over to Library. I think it just makes a copy of them, so you don't lose anything, but you're adding onto another platform as well as Bitcoin, YouTube, sorry, and you earn coins from it. But again, I'm a bit skeptical about these because I've seen quite a few of these blockchain social medias, and typically they either run slow, they're scams, the coin goes to zero in the end, and the only people that have got it are people that are creating content that get likes and follows and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm not too sure. I'm going to look into it for sure, to see what I can get from it. But I'll just be selling the coins for Bitcoin again. So yeah, I don't know. I quite like YouTube. YouTube have always done me all right. How they made the contract. I'm not too sure what you mean by that, mate. Did you know Richard Hart had him on his show and Richard was impressed? Yeah, I actually watched that live interview, and Trevon James even said, look, mate, you're just going to get that Ethereum and pump the price of Hex to build adoption, which he could be doing. That is like legitimately what people are worried about the most, that he's just washing or recycling the Ethereum back into Hex. His argument is you can go on Uniswap, which is the largest exchange for Hex, and you can view every transaction that is made, who made it, what time they made it. Obviously, you don't know the person's name, but you can see from their Ethereum address that it has nothing to do with Richard Hart. So he's confident that he can prove that he's not doing that, but people are adamant that he is doing that, and I think they won't give up until they prove otherwise. Michael's joined in. He said, I think one should try out Hexmax, like go through the whole process, then you know for sure. Well, I looked into it. I was going to send them sort of 10, 20,000 Hex. You need to send them your Hex, then they convert it into Hex 4. In that exchange, you lose about 16 to 20%. So you're already down. But if you stake the coins, because they're saying that Hexmax always goes up in valuation against the normal Hex token, they quote these really high APR figures. And then you can... what am I trying to say? They're saying that you will definitely be more profitable at the end of either 3 or 6 months. But you lost 16 to 20% at the beginning. So you need to make 17 to 21% gains in that 3 or 4 months on Hexmax or whatever. Otherwise, what was the point? You could at the end go, yeah, I've gone up 10, 12%. Oh, hang on a minute. It cost me 16% to get in at the beginning. So, you know. So I've done a little bit of research. Don't think I'm just dishing for no reason. King of Crypto, I take all financial advice from Trevon. Shouldn't we all? Michael says Bitcoin forever. Bitcoin forever. BSV, the real Bitcoin. He knows that irritates me. Big Dick is the real PJ. Who knows? Who knows in this world of social media? Is it him or is it not? Could be me. So CRO tokens going up. I estimate that CRO is going to probably go up to the 7 cent mark before this Crypto.com syndicate event happens, because a lot of people are going to think the same as me. Yeah, I'll get loads of CRO, send it to the platform, and then I'll buy 50% of Bitcoin. I'll double my money, and then I'll sell the CRO. But they're going to realise that actually you need to stake quite huge chunks of money, pretty much the cost of one whole Bitcoin. Now, it's good if you already stake CRO, if you're already staking CRO and you come to this and say, yeah, I wouldn't mind buying some Bitcoin, and I've got, through the interest and through the reward scheme, I've got 32,000 worth of CRO, then yeah, this is perfect case scenario. But if you're not, like myself, and you're new to Crypto.com and you need to deposit that many coins to stake, then you need to deposit this many to actually get that amount of Bitcoin. And then obviously you receive Bitcoin, you're going to then send that out to a different address or do whatever it is you want with it. Now, this is something that I was thinking, a strategy I was going to do. I was thinking, if I can buy Bitcoin, say a Bitcoin is, just for argument's sake, $10,000. And then I found a way, or like something like this, where I could buy it for $5,000. So I bought it for 50% off. Well, when you then send that money, that Bitcoin over to Nexo.com, you can borrow 50% of what the Bitcoin is worth, not what you paid for it, what it's worth. So that Bitcoin is worth 10,000 because it's one whole Bitcoin. Nexo will loan you $5,000 against that Bitcoin. that means that the 5,000 that you borrowed or used or took out of your savings or wherever it came from, you can put that money back instantly. Bam. You've put all that money back, and now you've accumulated, say, one whole Bitcoin for the price of $5,000. Now, the only downside is you do have to pay that other 5,000 back with an interest of 5.9% APR. They've just reduced it at the moment. This is the Nexo website. But for a lot of people, they tend to look at Bitcoin and go, Bitcoin's at 20,000. I'll never own one whole one or a 0.1 of one. So I don't want to own 0.009888876. So it actually puts people off buying it. They actually look at alternatives. They look at Litecoin. They look at Ethereum and they go, apparently, I looked online and the next big coin is going to be Litecoin. And I've met a few of those people. And you're like, okay, yeah, cool. I just play along with it. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's really good. Someone came around my house a little while ago and he said, Glenn, apparently Dash is the new Bitcoin. That's the one that everyone's going to want in a little while. And it's going to go up to 20k just like Bitcoin did. And I said to him, where'd you get that idea from? And he's like, my mate told me. My mate who's really into IT, he knows everything about Bitcoin and stuff, and he said Dash is the next one. And I'm like, okay, well, nah, Bitcoin is the one. He goes, no, that's right, I've put like a few grand into it. And I'm like, okay. And at that point, there is no convincing someone. There is no convincing someone that what they've just invested in is a scam. You could stand there and say, look, here's evidence that it is a scam. And they will just try and justify it or change the narrative to suit their story. So they'll be like, no, that evidence was from 2016 and the CEO's left now, or this has happened, this has changed, this is whatever. And the person on the other line are like, look, mate, I've just shown you, it's, fuck it. If you're not interested, go and waste all your money. I don't care. But yeah, that's what happens with a lot of cryptocurrencies. I think people get wrapped up into, I can own 10,000 XRP versus 10% of one Bitcoin. Like, who the hell wants that? And it's easy to get swept up in the exact figures. It's a shame they don't change Bitcoin and make it so that the metric, like the number system, was better, so that the point was at the end, if you like. So you could have 100,000 Bitcoin or 10,000 Bitcoin, as opposed to 1.00000, because when people can't afford one whole Bitcoin, they can only afford 0.8 whatever, and people don't like that. Psychologically, they don't like that. No one wants to own 3/4 of a milkshake. No one wants to own 3/4 of a coin or a token or a coupon. You want to own the one whole thing. So yeah, I think maybe they're missing a trick there. But who knows? JD says, I am the real JD. Awesome. You're going to start with an Eminem song out there. My name is JD. JD is the real JD. JD is not the real JD. I am the OG JD. So there's a competition now over who is JD. Who is JD? Let's have a check. Is that just happened just now? Let's have a look. According to this website, it's gone up in price. According to Coinbase Pro, it's dropped. And one of them must be behind. What have we got? Look, that one was behind. That was an old candlestick. Lady in red is dancing with me. JD says, question. Go for it. Go on, JD. Ask your question. I dare you. So Bitcoin's actually going up in price here. It's gone up a couple of $100 since that halving, which happened only, what was it, 20 minutes ago? We will see this continue, maybe. Maybe everyone will be thinking, God, I wish I bought Bitcoin when it was at $8,000. Jeez Louise. Now it's $80,000. Ooh. Look up. Yep. Saw the roof. Let's have a look. What's happening with CRO? That CRO, the event starts at 6 in the morning tomorrow. So I either have to get up really, really early for it, or I might just give it a miss because I just can't see it being worth it, to be honest. I think we're better off buying a dip that's going to happen in the next week or two of Bitcoin. That's my... And then if you want, you could buy the Bitcoin at that cheap price, send it to Nexo, get a loan, buy more Bitcoin, so then you've doubled your stance. Are Bitcoin forks worth looking at, like Bitcoin Diamond and Bitcoin Cash? Absolutely not. Bitcoin Cash has been going quite a while now, and it has got a certain community behind it, but they seem a bit eccentric, wouldn't be the right word. Crazy would be more like it. Yeah, and then you got Bitcoin SV. This is what makes me laugh, actually. This is... everyone was quick to go, Hex is a scam, Richard Hart's Hex. Oh, he's trying to earn money out of it. Glenn... The top 2,000 addresses in Bitcoin own something like 70% of all Bitcoin. So there's always going to be a level of centralization, like the Winklevoss, whatever they're called, Winklevoss twins. They're going to have more say and input to what happens with the price and whatever of Bitcoin as opposed to me. So then you would say, well, that's unfair, but obviously they hold a lot of it. They own an exchange. They can determine which type of addresses are accepted or declined at their exchange. So you're always going to have a level of centralization. And there's even obviously Bitcoin when it was mined. Satoshi himself mined it and he got a million Bitcoin in his wallet straight off the bat. And there's loads of evidence of this with every coin, really. The CEO or the developer, they have huge holdings. Now, a lot of people will look at that and be really negative about it, which is understandable. Like you look at XRP, very, very centralized. Bitcoin SV, very, very centralized. But then you have to look at it and say if you worked for McDonald's. Let's just say you worked for McDonald's. We all know that company. And McDonald's said to you, look, most CEOs, of KFC, Pizza Hut, and all these other, Tesco's, Asda, or supermarkets, whatever, they're on 2 million a year. They're on 2 million a year basic, or say 500,000, 500,000. We're going to put you on 250,000. Now you're going to think, what? Why would I take this job? But they'll say, but we will give you 1 million shares of the company. And they're currently valued at $25 per share. So all of a sudden you're like, what? You're going to give me upfront 25 million. Now, if the share price goes down, that person's just lost a lot of money. If the share price goes up, he's gained a lot of money. So the CEO is very incentivized to do what is right by the shareholders, the company image, the branding, the marketing side of it. He's very, invested is the right word, invested into that project. And he will give 24/7, all his life to it and, all that sort of stuff. Someone who's just created a bit of code and sends it off and says to the community, right, I've put this out there. Anyone can join in if they want. They just need this development coding or software. But that's it. I'm going to walk away from the project. I'm going to leave it. That person's not very incentivized to do marketing, to do research, to stay up every night, creating Telegram groups and developing the community and stuff like that. He's just like, God, I'm doing all this for free, and it's to take me away from my wife, kids, job. I could be earning money programming for Microsoft or whatever, and I could be earning 50, 40 grand a year, whatever it may be. At some point, I think it's good to have at least someone who's heavily incentivized to make sure the project works. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear in your live chat what you think. I've been looking into Bitcoin arbitrage trading because I was looking at the crypto.com price of Bitcoin, and I noticed that it was about $50 to $60 different than what it was on Coinbase. Now I thought, I wonder if I can buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, send it over to crypto.com, sell it. No, hang on a minute. Depends on whether the price is more or less than Coinbase. But buy the Bitcoin on there and then sell it over at Coinbase or whatever way you like, and just earn that £50, that $50 or whatever as profit. But obviously, if you could figure out how to do that, you could probably do that about, once you could rinse and repeat it, I don't know, 200-300 times in a day. So that's a lot of $40, $50. So that's something I was thinking about. But this article makes good points that obviously with every single trade you make on Coinbase or any of the others, you have to pay a fee. You also have to send the Bitcoin over, and Bitcoin is slow as fuck. Really takes ages to send from one exchange to another Bitcoin. So you could do that, but in that time you've got to hope, I hope Bitcoin doesn't drop $100 like it has done today many times, because then that $50 you're making, you've lost double that in the time that it's taken to transfer over and that. So they're saying it's not worth doing, but they're saying there is money to be made on it if you can find two exchanges where the price is dramatically different. So this took me over to CoinMarketCap, where you can actually view all the prices of Bitcoin on different exchanges as of now. And there is quite a big difference. There's quite a big difference between some of them. I was shocked, actually. I thought they'd all be like maybe $1 or $0.50 away from each other. But no, some of them are like $100 apart. So you could literally buy it from one, sell it on another, and make $100. But don't take my word for it. Have a little look into it. Let's go by reported volume. And you can see here Bitcoin. Let's organize the price. So you can see here some of these exchanges, Bitcoin's still going for $9,000, which is $300 away from where we are now, $280. Whereas if we go down the list, which goes on and on and on, you can see here that Bitcoin's being sold for $8,750. So there's 250 quid to be made there just by buying it on one exchange, sending it over to another. But then you have to take into account their fees, the exchange fees, the withdrawal fees, the time it takes to do all that and send back. But if you can make, for me, I don't earn $250 in a day's work. So if I could earn 80 to 120 quid a day, just doing that, I'd be happy with that, and I'll just sit here and repeat it over and over again. I probably wouldn't sleep. JD says, nice one. Are you glad you sold your Bitcoin mining farm? Yes, I am, Crypto Gamer. I think that mining has no space for people in Western cultures anymore, unless you're getting some really cheap form of electricity somehow. There's no point, because even if Bitcoin went to $30,000 right this second, and then you would say, oh, well, it only cost me, everyone's going to think the same thing. Like, and you're going to be competing over the processors, the GPUs. And once you've got them and you're mining, you then have this noisy, hot, humid air-making device in your house. You then have to work around that 24/7. Like, a lot of people think, oh, mining, yeah, I'll put it on during the day when I'm watching TV. I won't notice it. You need them on 24/7. So when you're laying there asleep, you can hear somewhere in your house blowing hot air everywhere at a very fast rate as well. So a room could get really hot really quick. And sometimes, depending on the temperature outside, it is unbearable heat. Like when I used to come in this shed, the heat, I just couldn't. It used to make me want to pass out. Not pass out like faint, but I used to feel so drowsy and I feel like I could just fall asleep because it was so hot and humid in here. So you have to bear that in mind when you're looking at getting one of these. And like I say, the more people keep doing it, the profitability just go down, 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 down. And we've seen that in the charts last time when Bitcoin was really high, that the mining difficulty just kept going up and up and up. Even though the price was going down, the difficulty went up. So you're losing money one way and then you're losing profitability another way. So you're losing twice out straight away. Plus then you've got to buy the machines from Bitmain, which they charge over the odds for, depending on what the hash rate is for that coin that day. So you're losing straight away, straight off the bat. You've lost money straight away. If you buy a GPU, you've lost money straight away. And I don't care what people say. A lot of people say, oh, but you can sell a GTX Turbo Pro Facefucker 5000. You can sell them for what you paid for it. You can't. You can advertise it as that, but whether someone actually comes to your home and says, yeah, I'll give you the full asking price for it, that's very rare. Most people are going to go, look, mate, you know, you're selling it for 300 quid. I'll give you 250, 280, something like that. So you're losing money there straight off the bat. You might get lucky and sell one at full price. Who knows? Any other questions from you guys? JD says, did you get in this syndicate thing? Well, the way that the syndicate works is it's live in 9 hours and 39 minutes. So as of 6 in the morning in the UK, you can actually buy... you can actually subscribe, they call it, subscribe to this event. But you can't subscribe to it before. So you have to wait for the 9 hours and 38 minutes to finish first. Then I think at that point you have to have CRO staked, and depending on the amount of money you want to invest into Bitcoin, you have to have that equivalent worth of CRO staked. So if I wanted to buy $2,000 of Bitcoin, I would need to stake 50,000 CRO. As well as that, let's say that I've staked 50,000 CRO, so I've got that in my staking account. I'm earning interest and all that. And they say, yep, Glenn, you qualified to buy 2,000 USD worth of Bitcoin. You then have to send them 32,000 CRO on that day. And then the following day, they send you the Bitcoin. So, yeah, it's I'm not too sure about it at the minute. I know you are a Bitcoin channel, but will you ever do a video about your house or start a SN? I assume that means new channel. All right, start a new channel. Yeah, if there's a demand to hear, you know, what's happening with my other investments, I'll gladly talk and show them, as long as I don't give too much personal information away. But yeah, I'm absolutely happy to do that. Obviously, you can always ask me, twitter.com/bitglenn, the Telegram group chat, or you can just message me privately through Telegram, bitglenn. And River, you know where I live and my phone number. You can always ring me up and ask me any questions. I would love to see that. Yeah, I have actually took some pictures and videos of the house so that I could do a video about it. I was going to do like a video before and after, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with, you know, housing markets in general once all this lockdown ends, because at the moment everything's on standstill. Like literally, it's like someone coming along and just stamping down and saying, right, no transactions happen as of right now. It's like, imagine if someone did that Bitcoin, right? You can't send or receive it, can't buy, sell it, can't exchange it. As of right now for 3 months. We'd all be sitting there thinking, well, the minute before that, Bitcoin was traded at $9,000. So that is how much Bitcoin's worth, $9,000. But after 3 months of people being like, do you know what? I went on lockdown, it weren't too bad. Bitcoin, the very first Bitcoin that sold, that is going to set the new price after that shutdown. And this is what's going to happen with the housing market. I think there's personally going to be a boom. I think people are going to come out of lockdown and be like, do you know what? I've lived in this house for 3 months solid, haven't left it. I've been in there with the wife and kids, and I've realised actually I need 2 bathrooms. The garden ain't big enough. The driveway needs doing. Do you know what? I might just sell it and buy a new house. So I think we're going to have quite a big boom on your hands. If that is the case, I can quite quickly show how I purchased a house and not had to use any money to buy that property. If the housing market goes the other way and tanks, and houses are not being sold, they're not being rented, the market's really slow, then obviously that video will be very different, because I will then have to show actually what it's cost me in time and money and emotionally. So yeah, I would happily do a video like that. So yeah, I'll do a video just for you, River, later on in the year, until obviously we're off this lockdown. I can't really go up there. I've been up there a couple of times. I could show you my photos of the house, but I'd have to show you all my personal photos, and I don't know what's on there. But yeah, I know I could actually, if I do it over here. Aha. There we go. The joys of having 2 screens. The joys. Here we go. So these are the photos of the property. This is the shed where I'm sitting now. Look at that. It's kitchen worktop that I use to make the shelf. That's the sofa behind me. Anyway, so this is the house that I've purchased. This is the entrance. A gentleman died in it, and the owners inherited the house, I believe, which is his son. Just wanted a quick sale. He just wanted a quick sale. Didn't want to put it up for market, so he put it through the auction. I viewed the property and it looked really good for how old it was and how long the gentleman lived in there. Actually, it was in pretty good condition. But this was about a week. The bathroom needs completely stripping out. A new one putting in. It's got signs of damp as well, so we're going to repair the roof there. But I've got some allocated money aside to renovate this property. And then I'm hoping once I can get the mortgage on it after it's been renovated, that figure that they're going to lend me is going to be more than what I've put in all in total for this project. So I'm actually hoping, fingers crossed, to earn profit out of it. When I actually purchased the house, there were talks of coronavirus shutdown because it just happened in China at the time. I think when I bought that property, there was a bit of a boom. Estate agents were telling me that, you know, they've been the busiest they've ever been. Lots of investors from down south. If you're from the UK, you understand everything I'm saying. Sorry. If you're in America, you may be like, what does he mean by the south and north sort of divide? Houses up north in England are a lot cheaper. And when I say a lot cheaper, I mean in some cases a tenth of the price of what they are. So to give you an example, the house that I live in is worth 300,000 British pounds. So it's probably about $500,000. But up north, the house that I purchased, I bought that property for $40,000. I was willing to go to about $52,000 for it at the auction, but I just I made it very obvious that I was going to buy that house no matter what. I sat right in the middle of the auction, right on the centre aisle, and I just kept I was almost standing up when I was bidding, so everyone in the room knew I'm going to go all the way with this. And it got to 40,000 and just no one bidded, and I got it. So I got it for 12 grand less than what I thought I was going to get it for. My plan is, obviously, we've seen in 2008 that the housing market crashed and everyone lost a lot of value in their houses. Them valuations have gone past that now, so that's a good sign. But I don't want to be caught out like that. I don't want to be that guy who says, yeah, I own 10 houses, but I had to sell them all. And when I think of, okay, well, what's a good hedge against the financial sector, like mortgages and bank loans and second charges, credit cards, I think of Bitcoin and I think of gold. So my plan is, for every property that I own, I'm going to put a percentage. So say this house that I've just bought, let's say I remortgage it or refinance it for, I don't know, like 50,000 or 55,000 pounds. I'm going to put aside, right, okay, 10% of that is going to go into Bitcoin. So I'll have £5,000 to put into Bitcoin. So that's been my vision of what is going to happen with my investments for quite a while. Tank tops coming out, fellas. That's been my vision of what's going to happen. So I will have several Bitcoin over the next couple of years, depending on how the price goes. And that is why you always hear me say, oh, I think the price of Bitcoin is going to do this, but I hope. So what I hope is going to happen and what I think is going to happen are two. I separate them. You get a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space, they'll buy a XRP or something like that, and they'll say, oh yeah, it's going to go to $5. At the moment it's at 15 cents. And you're like, what? Why is that? Tell me why you think that is going to happen. And they're like, oh, it just is. It's going to be the best coin, and the banks are all going to use it, and da-da-da. And really what they're saying is, I hope it goes to $5 a coin because I'll be a millionaire. But actually, realistically, I mean, you got to say XRP, the best chance they've got at the moment, like their best valuation has got to be 20 cent, 25 cents, something like that. I think that's a decent price for that at the moment. Where are they at now? Where is XRP? Oh, they're at 19 cents. So yeah, 20, 25 cents, something like that. I think it's a good. I just don't know why it's worth that much. The last time I talked about XRP, actually, a lot of people commented on YouTube saying, Glenn, we're with you on XRP. So there seems to be an overall majority of people that agree with me. But why has XRP got such a high valuation in the world, especially in the world of cryptocurrency, when a lot of people would say, oh, hex, yeah, it's a scam. But it does exactly what it set out to do. It does exactly what the creator said. I'm going to make a coin that is going to do this. And he'd done it. And he sent it out there and he said to everyone, anyone who holds Bitcoin, they can get it for free. Whereas XRP, on the other hand, the owners own pretty much all of it, and they sell it every month or every quarter. Just pure cash. Why? Like, why? Never mind. I don't know. I don't get it. Bitcoin SV. Why has that got such a high valuation? Everyone must know. God, this Craig Wright is a pure and utter compulsive liar, scam artist. doesn't understand what is actually going on in the real world. But yet they're buying the coin, and they're all over Twitter saying, oh, Bitcoin SV is the true Bitcoin and all that. Like, fuck off. Fuck off. Like, and I just don't get it. I just don't get why people are willing to accept, okay, well, this is a scam, but we accept it. You know, I'll buy it and sell it. I accept that Bitcoin Cash is a scam. I accept that XRP is a scam. I accept that EOS, you know, they said like 2 years ago when they done their ICO, oh, on the EOS platform, you're going to be able to order pizza, play video games, do virtual reality via the blockchain. Social media is going to be on there. Look, we've got this many dApps waiting to join us. We're going to be better than, was it Neo, Ethereum? What have they done? Like, what have they done? What has been done on EOS that's game changing? Like, someone please tell me, because at least I can say, oh, I didn't realise that. Yeah, actually, I can see why they're worth. Chainlink, like, if you hold Chainlink, what does it do for you? I'm talking for you. Someone might say, oh, Chainlink links all the blockchains together so you can talk between one to the other. But what does it do for the user? Like, what is the point? Why hold it? And this brings us all back to the same point. You just buy all of these coins so that you hope they go up in value one day. That's it. And if you're saying, no, Glenn, I don't think like that, then you're lying. You're lying to yourself. I really want to understand, what is halving all about, please? Please, kind of misunderstanding it. So I actually talked about this before it actually happened. The rewards that you get for mining a block have just been halved. So if you run a mining machine or a GPU in your computer, the amount of Bitcoin that you get, so say you earn $100 worth of Bitcoin a month, you now, as of right this minute now, you only get $50 per month. So there's going to be less mining. There's probably going to be less supply, less of it going around, which means everyone's going to be bidding off that same amount of Bitcoin that was available before today. And we may see a squeeze in price. And deep down, again, this goes back to my point. The whole point of the halving, why it's so popular and with all the cryptocurrency people and YouTubers, is because they hope it doubles in price. That's like, I think that's it. I mean, I was just watching, I think Tone Vase has got a massive live stream where there's loads of people. I think it's ended now, but they had Mike Novogratz on there. They had loads of Bitcoin maximalist YouTubers. But Mike Novogratz, all he cares about is he hopes they go up in price. Like, he's a trader and investor. Like, that's all he cares about. It's all about the technology, Glenn. Everyone hodls the coin because of the technology. The tech is the only reason to hodl. No one cares about the price. I wish that were true. Actually, I was talking to someone in the Telegram group chat today, and I said it sort of disheartened me a bit, actually. Now, I'm not going to lie, I care about price as much as the next person. But part of me really does hope that actually Bitcoin does have a use case in the world. Like, forgetting the price, let's say Bitcoin in the future is only worth $4,000, but it's causing a monetary system that is fair, that is in the best interest of everyone, not the few. To me, that's what I want to see, but I think that's going to take a long time for that to happen. And I believe that I've always said I don't believe in these governments at the moment. It's like you have in America, basically it's red versus blue. In UK, you have red versus blue. You either vote Labour or you vote Conservative. You can vote for some independent parties, but it's going to be red or blue, red or blue, red or blue, red or blue. That's all the countries. That's how they vote. And I just don't trust any of them. And I think one day that there's going to be a system in place where the people, when I say the people, I mean us, are actually going to run the country, and we will just vote on blockchains. Like say if someone says, right, okay, we're going to reduce the number of immigrants coming into the country. Let's put it to a vote, and everyone goes on the blockchain and votes. And then that's decided. So the people become the rule makers, the lawmakers. And then you'll see laws that are only going to get approved that actually help the whole society, not a select few people. And I don't think that that's going to happen until Bitcoin comes along and dominates. That's me getting a bit deep. This is what I've had in my head for a long time. So yeah, actually Bitcoin does mean more to me than the price. And I haven't cared about the Bitcoin price for quite a while now. But I say that, obviously I would absolutely love for it to go to $40,000, $50,000 and I've made loads of money and I can prove everyone right that said, oh, that Bitcoin is a bit of a scam thing in it. I can say, well, actually, it's just gone up to $50,000 because the amount of demand is not there. So the supply isn't there for the demand. So Glenn, if you are to advise me, what cryptocurrencies can I invest on right now? Well, if you go over to this website, coinmarketcap.com, there are currently about 21,000, sorry. I think there's about 5,000 or 6,000 coins that you can invest in now. And to be honest, most of them, when I say most of them, I'm talking 98%, 99% of them are just absolute trash. Even in stocks and shares, I didn't know this until I started looking into stocks and shares. Even stocks and shares, the shares of companies that are sort of new, up and coming, and you're not quite sure what's going to happen to them, they're called junk stocks. Like, that's their name, junk stocks. Same as we have shit coins. So it's the same in the stock world. What ones would I recommend? I would recommend that you invest in Bitcoin. Make sure you own some Bitcoin. I would even say some Ethereum. I think Ethereum's really sticking it to Bitcoin in terms of speed, what it can do, what it can offer, the technology advancements that are happening. I really think Ethereum's got a long way to go in terms of price and technology. And I would invest into Hex, obviously. I really like Hex. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's offering something that no other coin is at the moment. Let's have a look. And you're getting in at the early phase. So, all-round winner. If you do want to buy some Hex, there's a link in the description down below in this video that you can click on, and whatever you purchase of Hex, you get an extra 10% on top. So you gain 10% of your investment straight away. If you want, you can claim Bitcoin. If you held Bitcoin on December the 3rd, you can paste your address in here and you get Hex for absolutely free. And you can sell it straight away. You can literally transfer it out of your account and sell it straight away. Great. That's all right. You're welcome. They're my top picks. All the other coins, as far as I'm aware, is a pile of shit. Well, that's it, guys. I suppose I'm going to wrap it up there. There's not many people asking too many questions. How many people we got watching? Probably only a few. We got 11 people watching. Guys, don't forget to just click that like button for me while you're on the video. It really helps. I think the other day when I did a live stream for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, I only had like 5 likes, but I had like 40 people watching. So if you guys could just all click that like button, I really do appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, click the subscribe button. You can always find me at Telegram. That's probably the most common way people chat to me, is through Telegram. I've gone off Instagram and Facebook and all of those. I think Telegram is the way forward for me. I just like the ease, you know, I can just pick up in the morning, read through the previous messages and then comment back. Obviously you guys like to chat on it quite late at night. Like after this video I'm going to bed. So if everyone gets in the Telegram group chat and starts chatting now, I'm not going to see it until tomorrow morning. So yeah, well that's it from me, guys. That's been our Bitcoin halving event. We've talked quite a bit about Bitcoin today and what I think will happen with it going forward. I've talked about other investments and assets. But yeah, I'll be very interested to see what is going to happen with the price of Bitcoin over the next coming days, actually. It's going to be quite exciting, actually. And it'd be interesting to see what all the YouTubers and what the other articles are going to start talking about, because all they've talked about is the Bitcoin halving for like literally a couple of weeks now. And now they won't have nothing new to talk about. So we'll see. We'll see what their narrative goes to. That's it from me, guys. I'll see you on the next video from myself. CNS Entertainment says, Ethereum day raid. Once you get the rhythm, you will bank that money. I'm not good enough to trade. I won't even try it. I can't understand the value of 2 different currencies at the same time. That's it from me, guys. I'm going to see you on the next video from BitGlen. Bye. Don't forget to smash that like button before you leave. Cheers, guys. Bye.